might be confused in K. Like they have endless rehearsals.
Hey guys, another episode here, and I've just spent the last 6 days trying to recover from food poisoning or a bug. I'm not sure what it was, but it knocked me out for about 6 days. And I was prioritizing the most important tasks for my clients and just focusing on resting because I need to be ready for this week. Today's Monday, big week ahead, lots of deadlines. I knew I needed to be rested and ready for it. Thankfully, I'm now feeling a lot better. But in this episode, I will talk about what happens when you do get ill, as somebody who's building their own business. What happens when inevitably you can't do everything that you want to do because you're just too sick? Is there any systems you can put in place, any tips and tricks you can do? I'll talk about that later on in this episode. Also, I want to talk about Twitter in this episode. Twitter marketing, how brands can use Twitter more effectively, just to get more engagement really. So that's something else to talk about later on, and I'll check you out soon. Great news guys, I've got a tripod now for my phone, so should hopefully get some better quality shots. No idea how to use this thing. Hey guys, so back to talking about being sick as you're trying to build your business. In the first year or two as a startup, you're probably not going to have somebody who is hired, who is a manager or a higher up, somebody who can take your tasks on. You're going to have your technicians, in my case writers. You're going to have people who are doing that kind of stuff, their own tasks, who get given their tasks on a weekly or monthly basis, and they go out and they do their tasks and they come back to you and they've got their own deadlines and stuff like that. But the higher stuff, the more technical stuff, I mean, unless you've already got somebody there to help you when you're sick, a manager or somebody who you've hired specifically and you've already onboarded, if you don't have that when you become sick, that first week or the week or two when you're sick, there's nothing really to it. You're just gonna have to struggle through. There's really no secret shortcut. You can delegate more to your technicians, but if you're like me, you've already delegated everything you can to them, and you're just dealing with the more technical tasks, the more creative tasks, the things that you work on with your core clients to push them forward. And if you are the driving force behind that, you're just going to struggle unless you've already onboarded somebody and trained them up a few months to know how to carry out your tasks. There's nothing to it. You're just going to have to struggle through, and that's what I did last week. Again, try and delegate as much as possible. Have a word with your clients. Say, look, I'm sick this week. Can we push that meeting till next week or what have you? But generally speaking, the core tasks that you need to get done, the core deadlines that you need to hit, you're just gonna have to struggle through it. And the benefit is, again, you can work from home and work on your own hours and do what you need to do to get it done. And it'll be a struggle, it'll be difficult, but hey, that's just part of the package. And sorry guys, there is no secret. I also want to talk about Twitter, how brands can get more out of Twitter. And this is something that I learned over a couple of years of using Twitter, and I've only really started taking my Twitter sort of following and growing that following seriously over the last few months. And it's something I want to focus on because I do think there can be a lot of value there. For larger brands, for corporations, the problem they have is they usually just use Twitter as like another RSS feed. They'll publish a blog post and then they'll post it to Twitter, and they'll have buffer set up or Hootsuite set up, and they'll every day or maybe twice a day or 3 times a day they'll post out, they'll publish or they'll tweet one of their blog posts that they've written or an ebook or something like that, and that'll be it. That's how they use Twitter, and they wonder, oh, our traffic from Twitter is down and we get no engagement on Twitter. And it's just like, well, what do you expect? All you're doing is just posting out your content with nothing else, just a link and maybe even a sassy title that you give it and a hashtag. But that's not how you use Twitter, okay? Twitter is all about engagement, okay? Post those things, post those blog posts and your white papers and your ebooks, whatever you have, post them. But also get involved in conversations. Those hashtags are not just there to throw on the end of one of your tweets. Actually go into that hashtag. If you're a car manufacturer, then go into the hashtags to do with cars and petrol heads and things like that. Go into there, see what people are talking about, get involved in those conversations as a brand. Okay, bring value to those conversations as a brand. And you don't have to then, link back to a blog post in those conversations. They can go back to they'll see your brand name and go back to your Twitter, they'll go back to your website organically. So do that, engage with people on Twitter, create conversations. If somebody retweets one of your pieces of content, then thank them for retweeting that. Especially if you've got a big following, engage them in conversation. Say thanks for retweeting that. Feel free to shoot us an email. Maybe we can have a conversation about this, or something like that. Just create some sort of conversation, and that's the way that Twitter gives you value. Okay, just try. It's not just somebody to dump your links and get traffic from it. That's not what Twitter's for. Okay, Twitter will give you some traffic, but that's not the key value of Twitter. The key value of Twitter is to engage with your audience and to have conversations, and to show them that what you're talking about. And it's a way to show some thought leadership in a very micro way, but just have these conversations that are relevant and just be involved in the community. That's the way to use Twitter. There are plenty of guides out there that go much deeper than what I've just said to you, but hopefully that's a bit of a wake-up call. If your brand is just publishing blog posts and nothing else, and not engaging with anybody, you're not creating conversations, no poll, if you're not posting any polls or any questions, nothing like that, then then forget about engagement. Forget it. You're not working hard enough for that engagement, because Twitter is more than just buffer and Hootsuite. Okay, so that's my 2 cents in terms of Twitter. I suppose that wraps up today. I forget the episodes now. This could be episode 5 or episode 6. I don't know. Terrible of me, but again, my face should be here or here right now. So hover over that and hit subscribe.